Bladnoch 15 Adela, 46.7% ABV. Is this a dark chocolate-covered cherry bomb? Stay tuned to find out.
What's up, guys?
Hey guys, it is Scotch for Dummies.
4 guys on a Scotch journey to help you with your next Scotch purchase. Mark, is it one of these?
Could it be this? I hope it could be. It's kind of hard to find. It's the Bladnoch 15 Adela. Now, this bottle was produced for their 200th anniversary. Did you say something?
This is like a
weapon. It's a freaking weapon.
It is a
What
weapon.
was the other bottle we did with the cork?
That
like
Macallan up there. That
rare glass.
I mean,
This is like an inch thick glass on the bottom of the bottle. They're
20
impressed with their
pounds
glass.
of glass.
You should definitely recycle all that.
So we've
Anyway.
never done this distillery, so we want to give you a little bit of background. First of all, it's a lowland, which makes it a little bit unique to us because they're really not that popular. There's not that many
a
of them.
couple.
Yeah.
That's
True.
about it.
True.
So anyway, I found out about this bottle from one of our subscribers, one of our patrons, Tom. You know who you are. Thanks for the suggestion and getting us to our bar. But I had to get it online. I think I got it for about $115, $120 online, I think it was. Maybe it was $110. But anyway, it's out there. A little bit about the distillery. It's actually one of the older distilleries that we've ever done, guys. This one's actually 1817. It was opened up as a farm distillery. And it's got a fairly typical history when it comes to being bought. It was opened up on the farm. Guy was doing some distilling from the farm, and then some Irish whiskey company came and bought him out. Oh, they went under, so they had to liquidate their stuff. Sold the stills to Sweden.
Oh my gosh.
Then Guinness, Arthur Guinness buys it. It belongs to them for a little while, and then it gets liquidated again, goes under. And when they liquidate, some single guy just buys the buildings and is like, the hell, start making more whiskey. So he gets some stills. It's gone through some ups and downs, but 200 years in the making. So this was 200th anniversary bottle, bottled in 2017. It's a 15-year-old, and it is all Oloroso, but a combination of American and Spanish oak.
Ooh.
So is it still a small, is it a
I
farm
don't-
distillery still? Or,
No,
is it
no,
small
like,
as far as output?
Inverhouse owned it. I don't even know who owns it right now. They might still own it, but I don't know their output. I know they have their core range. They've got an 11 and a 17, and they probably have a couple of spin-offs, unique
show it in
models.
graphic.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this one's probably the most popular, and because it's all Oloroso.
Sure.
So Tom recommended it, told me what was in it, and I thought, I got to try it.
2 questions: availability and price.
Yeah, it's $115, $120 online, and I'm pretty sure you can get it at some of your major retailers here in the States. So
like
your
Total Wine,
Total
Benny's.
Wine, Benny's.
Okay.
I know that's where Tom got it in Chicago. I had to get it online here in Indiana. I couldn't find it anywhere, but it's out there.
Side topic 2 would be interesting one of these days. How many distilleries did Guinness buy and sell back in the day?
Yeah.
A ton.
Dude had money though,
A
right?
ton.
Yeah. So
Interesting. So
anyway,
this is really old.
this is
as far as
natural
the-
coloring. This is 46.7 ABV, non-chill filtered.
I can smell it as soon as I took the lid off the glass.
Oh,
There's a lot of oak in there.
Yep.
Oh, the sherry. It's definitely Oloroso, kind of the dry, leathery.
Yeah.
Leathery, peachy, sherry.
See, I think it's got that lowland nose. I don't want to use an off-putting name, but it's almost got a different
Leathery.
smell to it to me. Like I don't know.
Well, I think I've not had too many lowlands, but leather has been a kind of a common smell.
See, I get
Ooh,
that
I think it needs
old
to
leather and chewing tobacco, and it's
Pretty viscous.
dried,
It's pretty
dried
thick.
fruit.
It's
Yeah,
got
it's
some
real
rich
thick.
fruit notes to it, like dark,
Palate's nice.
like
Starts out like apples and peaches and goes into
figs, like really good figs down there deep. Yep.
So what's
So-
the ABV on this?
46.7.
Okay, so
So when I was
46.7.
talking about that off-putting nose, I don't want to say off-putting, but it's almost like a cellar to me, like an old
musty?
a musty
Yeah.
damp cellar.
It's got a musty quality to it.
I was thinking that may have been the leather that I was getting.
It's got kind of a chocolatey taste to it.
Yeah. See, when the first sip was like peaches and apples, and then it rolled into chocolate.
Mm-hmm. And it's got a little ABV pop to it. Like
It
I thought
Yeah.
that was fruit or something. There. No, that's the
What is the ABV on
mentioned.
this?
46.7.
Okay, yeah, it was a little.
Didn't I just say that?
Nah.
All right, just
maybe you
ask
did.
it.
Wait, it's happening.
Maybe I wasn't listening to you guys in the back.
Probably not.
Normal. It's surprisingly hot on the palate.
I think that's the Spanish Oak.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I think that is.
I'm gonna take a little sip for a second and put some water on them.
Yeah,
there's
what
alcohol.
happens.
I didn't find much as in reviews online. I think Master Malt has a write-up on there. But just Googling, one of the things I read said that, this one definitely up front is a little bit scary for non-Scotch drinkers. In other words, they're going to miss a lot of what's going on. This one needs time. It needs to open up a little bit. And if you're patient, you'll find the beauty in it. But
I can tell you right now, I'm on my second sip. I can tell you it either needs water or it needs to sit in that glass for a while.
right.
I mean, and that's just because we've done this for a long time, and I can tell just by sipping it that I'm not getting everything. Like I'm getting a superficial overview of what this
It's all
glass has to
jammed
offer.
up together.
Yeah, and it's really hard to kind of piece it out a little bit. So I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna have another sip, and then I'm gonna put some water on it and see kind of where we land. But you've had a few glasses of this already, and so
he
you
hasn't shared it. Look,
you were saying about a half hour. Is the kind of time we're gonna.
I've poured several glasses out of this when I'm playing Xbox late at night with this guy, and in between games or something, I'll reach over. So it's sitting there for quite a while, and I'm not putting a topper on it. I might actually put a drop or two in there just to let it do its thing.
Interesting. So it has a nice sherry taste to it, but it has almost like a pop rock finish or some kind of bubbly carbonation finish. Or something.
I was thinking like Red Hots and white pepper. I mean, it's got like
It's short though.
See, I'm getting black tea on the finish. That's weird. So we're all over the place on this. Obviously, there's something that's bound up in it that our palates are pulling.
And I think that might be the water thing we need to look for opening up, because it feels almost like it's concentrated a little bit, like it needs to expand and open up and get some more flavors out of it.
You guys remember those cherry cough drops that you used to eat like candy when you were a kid? The white box one.
Yeah,
Linden's or
Sucrets.
I mean,
Sucrets?
No,
Oh,
not a
no, those were
Sucret.
terrible.
No, these ones were white. I thought they were Linden or something. I mean, they were literally
Lindens,
candy.
Yeah, I
in a
remember
white
those too.
plastic
They were,
paper bag
they were
thing.
candy. I'd go through a whole box, But I'm smelling
explains
that.
a lot.
I don't taste it, but that's what I smell.
Did you eat paint chips?
Oh man! So I put some water on it. It's a different glass now. I'm gonna let it sit there for a little bit and just kind of develop a little bit. But the thing that I was missing was I could kind of smell the sweetness of it, but I never really got to the sweetness of it when it was neat. And with a little bit of water, it kind of brought forward some of that sweet characteristic, and it's kind of blending together now, making it real nice.
Cherry. I mean, I would classify it as a cherry bomb right now a little bit.
I'm getting your black tea now and
cherry
dark chocolate.
It's like a
Cherry
chocolate.
chocolate.
Yep.
Chocolate covered cherry.
I'm going to let that open up for just a second.
I was drawing air through the liquid, trying to get that, extract everything out of it. And chocolate covered cherry. One of my favorite candies of all time. So that may be a predecessor to a pretty good score.
But if you could just drop some peat
So
in
it's
there.
peaty, cherry covered something.
Yeah, dark chocolate, peat,
One more.
smoked dark chocolate covered cherries.
Smoked dark.
You take the cherries and you smoke them, and then you put dark chocolate over
You
them.
should call somebody and see if you can get that cast.
That might be something done.
Whip it up in the Traeger.
Yeah. Give you some maraschino, we won't smoke them.
Okay, so 46.7. I think neat drinks a little bit stronger because of that Spanish oak.
It's
That's
the
alcohol.
spicy quality of it. It's with a little bit of water, it kind of tames that spice down a little bit and lets you get to some of the other stuff, and it's very nice now. All right,
Yeah, that's
I'm trying to put together a number.
I am too.
Because I'm having a hard time with this one because it feels like it's got so much more to give, and we're kind of
think you're
rushing
right.
it a little bit. So I'm sure that Thursday night we'll have a little bit more in-depth discussion of this particular.
I think I'm getting a little bit of a bitter chocolate, a dark chocolate on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is
absolutely.
getting more bitter.
Okay, when you guys were saying chocolate, for some reason in my mind I was picturing milk chocolate, and it's not.
No,
it's a dark chocolate.
It's a dark chocolate and black tea.
Yeah.
It's got that bitter
Yeah.
tannic quality about it.
Yeah, I lost a little. I mean, I will say as it's kind of aging,
Oh wow.
it's losing some of the sweetness. It's getting more bitter. It's getting more drying on the palate. I'm not saying that's a bad thing though, because oh man, then just as I was talking, I got a hit of chocolate.
Really?
Weird.
Ooh, really good now.
So I think that the nose brought more of that Oloroso out to me. I mean,
On the nose?
To me, I was expecting to get more sweetness, and it's not. It's more
Well,
sherry.
I mean, you get that kind of musty, oxidized nose on
God, I
that.
love
got
that.
like sweet, sugary toffee. It's on the nose now.
Really?
That's what I got. Yeah.
Man, I need
All right, Mark, you're on your 4th glass, so why don't you
Am I?
go first?
All right.
Well, you've had 4 glasses of this. I think
At
you're
least.
closer to a
I
number
think
than
you've
we
had
are.
it more than 4, but we won't count.
Looks like 4 glasses to me.
All right.
Before Shawn pours.
So, as opposed to usually giving you guys a number up front, I'm going to wait and see where I get with this. Obviously, I've had some glasses, so I don't know if I should draw on that or just draw on this glass, right? I obviously got to draw on my experience with it.
Yes.
I've really enjoyed this bottle, but I've enjoyed it in long drinks, right? Long drams, 30, 35, 40 minutes a glass, because I think it just gets better and better and better. I just right up front, if you're going to pour it and drink it, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. But if I were just scoring it on that, I'd probably be about a 2.5. But I really know better than that, and I know when I put a little water on, I know when I let it sit there, in 10 minutes, it's going to be a 3.5. I just know it is, because I've done it 3 or 4 times already. So you guys don't have the benefit of that right in this moment, but I'm going to give it a 3.5. I absolutely love the Oloroso. I'm an Oloroso head. I love sherries. I'm not saying I don't like Pedro, but the Oloroso sherry for me is the money. And I'm really pleased with this. I'm excited because it's a lowland and I don't have that much experience with it, so it opens me up a little bit more to that. I really appreciate Tom turning me on to this bottle. It's not a common one you see on the shelf, so it's a good one for me to have on my bar. Yes, a little bit pricey for a 15, I'll give you that. I'm not going to ding it for it because I really like it. So I'm going to go 3.5.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's the price one more time?
$1.20
$1.20
plus.
For 15.
for a
Yep.
15.
The 200th anniversary.
But don't think about the year. Think about what the quality of the
I
liquid
judge
is.
everything the same way every review. I try to.
All right. So this is a dark chocolate covered cherry for me. It takes water well. I enjoy that. It's got a really long finish, which I enjoy. It's weird. I'm sitting here thinking it's probably a 3, but as I talk through it, I'm actually talking it up. It is pricey. It's $1.20, $1.30, depending on where you get it. So that's not cheap. But it doesn't. You don't need much of it. That's the thing. You could pour a little glass, add some water to it, and sit on it all day long. So it's really kind of an affordable dram in that respect. It's not like you have to take a sip every 15 seconds to keep the flavor up. It just continues to roll. Because of the kind of hits my wheelhouse on this is a non-peated whiskey. It really hits my non-peated wheelhouse, so I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Wow.
Because it tastes good. I mean, it tastes good. It's got great depth of flavor. It took water well. I can't ding it.
All right. Drew?
Well, it's delicious. It's a good dram. I will say this alone: the bottle itself. When you look at old movies,
Yeah.
and back in the James Bond, whatever, you're like, let me get you a Scotch. This is the kind of bottle they're pouring off
Yeah.
the shelf. It's
The-
not
the
it's not the
big-
bottles we're using now. It's like, let me use a very elegant bottle. This is a badass bottle. It is. This is pretty cool. Overall, though, I would say that it's a delicious dram. It is definitely qualifies for a sherry bomb. It's very Oloroso. I love sherry bombs itself. However, I feel like it's missing something for me. I feel like the balance is a little off per se. I feel like it's missing a little bit more wood for some reason. I feel like the sherry is really, really strong on this one. I'm missing some other characteristics. Maybe if I sat here and opened it up, it would get there, etc. But I'm judging based on what I'm having for the very first time. I enjoyed them both neat and with water. I prefer neat. I think the water was nice. It maybe did balance the palate out a little bit, but for me, it made it more bitter on the palate too. So I prefer the neat versus with water on it. But overall, I think it's a good dram for $120 for a 15-year-old. I think for everything, the whole package, I'm going to go 3. I think it's worthy of the 3 at this point. I like it. I'm going to drink it. I'm not sure I'd go buy a bottle. Maybe I would buy a bottle. It's pretty badass. I don't know. I like the design of this bottle. That's pretty cool.
He's talking himself up
I
right
know.
now.
I'm going to have to get another bottle because this one's not going to make it through Thursday.
That went out. I had a real hard time picking a number on this one. I'm still not sure I've picked a number on this one. So initially, neat it just felt very closed and very tight, which I kind of expected after hearing Mark talk about, taking 30 or 40 minutes to finish a dram, that it really took a while to open up. So I kind of went in with that expectation that it was going to take a little bit of time to really get to the bottom of this glass. It's good neat, but it just feels closed off.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of spice. It's got some sweet notes. You're just not quite getting everything you think you should. The first time I put water on it, yeah, it opened right up, and it let you access some of those sugars. It brought down some of those European oak spices on the end that were kind of a little bit overpowering, and really made it nice. Like, it was a really nice glass. And I just put a little bit more water on it just because, at 46, I was like, all right, well, I probably took it down to around 40 the first time. Let's take it down just a little bit farther. It holds water.
Does it?
Yeah,
it does.
And it brought out some of those apples, and it just made it a little bit sweeter. It dialed down the spice a little bit more. It just kind of shrugs off water and takes it. So it's a really nice glass. $120, $130 for a 15-year-old. That's a little bit salty, but salty. To me, it's a really nice bottle. It's almost a showpiece. So that probably tacks on a little bit. It definitely tacks on money because that bottle's not cheap.
Nice.
No.
But is it worth it for me? I don't know. So I'm somewhere between a 3 and a 3.5. I think I'm going to go 3.5 because I think that if I sit with this glass a little bit longer and I have a little more time to explore, then I'm going to come up with that 3.5 number. I'm not quite there at this particular moment, but I think that it's probably going to get there. So I'm just going to go ahead and bump it on up.
It is salty. I looked it up while you guys were talking. I wanted to see what Benny's up in Chicago had, and it was $119. So that's a pretty fair assessment on the price point, right?
Okay.
And I think that's what I paid for. It was $119 or $109 or something like that, but we'll say $119. So I get that's pricey. And I'm sitting here thinking about other 15s. What can you get for that price?
Well, it's hard to.
You can get a lot of whiskey for
you
$1.
can,
Right.
but if a sherry bomb 15 too, that's another thing. It's hard to find.
Right. So what's the Glendronach 15 Revival? What's a bottle of Revival go for? 109.
Yeah.
Well, what's Tame Do? Tame Do batch series go for 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And that's an NAS though too.
Well, true.
It's not.
Vinny
It's not
15.
outside of the. Yeah, it's not.
That was 100.
It's 135.
135.
So it's
So
not.
it's not outside the norm.
No,
Right.
it's on the edge.
It's on the higher edge, but at the end of the day, one of the things that why I actually bought it, not just because of Tom's review, but because of the region. I just don't have any
that's
lowlands
good.
on my bar, and I think it's a good idea to have a range of all of the different regions on your bar, right? People
Stay
come
on the
over-
journey.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Is that with this defined lowland? I don't see anything
That's a
distinctly
great
lowland
question.
But
about
we
it.
need to
a
drink
great
more of them
question.
to find out. Exactly,
I've
Andrew.
had 2. Well, there's not that many.
Not too many
Right.
options for
Exactly.
Especially in the U.S. It's hard to get.
Right.
So,
Right. All right, guys. So
So-
3.5, 3.5, 3.5.
Wow.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's like a favorite bottle.
That's a pretty good bottle.
It's nice, man. I'm anxious to see what everybody else out there, if they've tried one of these, has to say about it. And
So-
I'm anxious to get back on a Thursday night and really.
What do you say
tear
we
into this a
pre-pour
little
them on
bit.
Thursday night?
Absolutely.
Sounds good to me.
Good
We'll
idea.
pre-pour it and see what happens 30 minutes after a pour.
There
I
you
think
go.
That's a great
Nice.
idea.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you on Thursday.
Thursday
Cheers.
nights. Cheers.
Cheers.